Hey, it's Kendall and this is 90 Second Church. Before we start, if you haven't done so already, please follow us on Facebook or subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can catch the next episode. We're continuing in our series called Foundations. It's about the foundational habits that'll help us flourish as followers of Jesus and also as a church. Together, this week is the habit of sharing your faith. The scripture is 1 Peter 3:15, which says this: "Worship Christ as Lord of your life. And if someone asks about your hope as a believer, always be ready to explain it." Always be ready to explain it. So the question we're asking is, if somebody wanted to know why you were a follower of Jesus and how they could become one too, what would you tell them? Could you explain it? There are two things you need to know in order to explain your hope as a follower of Jesus. First, you need to know God's story. That is, why did Jesus come to earth, die on the cross, rise from the dead, and why does that matter? And Zach talked about that on Tuesday, so if you missed it, go back one and listen to that. Second thing you need to know is your story. You have to know God's story, and you have to know your story. That is, how did you come to follow Jesus, and why? If someone asked you that, what would you tell them? Could you explain it in 60 seconds if you had to? Here is the most simple way I know to tell your story. It just goes like this: before I was, now I am. Okay, that's it. So that is, before you follow Jesus, what's a word that described your life? And since you have become a follower of Christ, how has He changed that word in your life? So for example, before I followed Jesus, I was searching. Now I have found what I sought. Or maybe before I followed Jesus, I was angry, but now I'm at peace. Or before I followed Jesus, I was imprisoned, but now I've been set free. Mine goes like this: before I followed Jesus, I found my worth in my performance. Now I understand that through Jesus, I'm fully accepted by God regardless of my performance. I'm still a work in progress, by the way. So, what are your two words? Okay, pick two words, before and after. Write them down and share them with someone else before you go to bed tonight or sometime tomorrow, right? Just share them two words. Say, hey, can I tell you two words? All right, that's the challenge. One more thing. If you're still on the first word, that is, if you're still on the before part, then I want you to know this: Jesus has a second word for you. He has an after. So surrender yourself to Him as your Lord and leader. Receive the forgiveness and healing that Jesus offers us through His death on the cross and by the power of His resurrection. And let Him change your before into an after. We'll talk to you soon.